So I'm going to give you the truth, best I can do, of buying and selling jet skis. I have bought and sold 7 jet skis in the last probably year and a half to 2 years. And so I'm going to go through some of the skis that I've bought. Several of them are gone already, but I'll be able to explain how much I've paid for them, what I did to them, what I sold them for, and just give you the raw truth of how much work it is. You can make money at it, absolutely make money at it, but there's some things going into it that I knew beforehand that I did that helped me to make the right choices buying one. And so if you follow some pretty simple rules, you'll make some money at buying and selling jet skis. I've also bought several boats and a couple of lawnmowers and tractors and cars. But I don't know. It just, to me, jet skis are more enjoyable, I guess, than cars and tractors and stuff. Because when I get them done, I can go ride them on the lake. So they're enjoyable. So this is the latest jet ski that I bought. I bought it from a nice gentleman in Florida. He was so gracious to meet me halfway. I picked this ski up for $350, and it came with the trailer. The trailer's worth that, and he knew that. And I was honest with him. I told him that he could part this thing out and sell it and make a lot more money than selling it to me for that. But he really wanted someone to fix it up and get it on the water. So I told him that I would accommodate that. This is the bilge. I've cleaned it up some. I'm gonna clean it up a little more before I actually install the engine. On the last video, the engine that you saw is what's going to go in here. So I still need to pull the fuel regulator out and make sure it is intact and properly. I doubt it is. Probably no one's ever taken it off and secured it. So that's a weak point in these, is the fuel pressure regulator. So I'll definitely do that before or probably even after I install the engine. It's no problem to get that out. And so I'll show you a few more things on these, on another ski that I have. That is, let me raise this up. That is a ski that I burnt to the ground. I will explain how that happened so that you can prevent that from happening, which I tried to do, but it didn't work too well. This is another ski that I have. It's a Genesis as well. That one right there is a Barrage 800 direct injection, or it was. And then this ski I've got flipped over on its side, taking some of the parts out of it. I'm going to get the reverse out and get the wire ring off of it so that I can use it on another ski. This hull is in good shape. But I don't have an engine for it, and it's just there's too much missing off of it that I've put on other skis that it is not worth my time to try to fix this one up. So it's going to get given away to someone or sent to the junkyard once I get everything off of it that I possibly can salvage. This is the next to the last ski that I purchased. It is a Genesis, Polaris Genesis 1200 direct injection. Bought it for $200 without a trailer. I found a like a 95 or 96 Sea-Doo on this trailer and bought the Sea-Doo and the trailer for $200. Brought the Sea-Doo home, pressure washed it, got the engine, it wasn't seized, but I got it to turn over, and it had low compression. And so I sold it. I think I got like $450 out of it. So I made money off of that either way, but I wanted the trailer to put this ski on. And so I will be able to sell this ski. It is completely repaired, and I'll tell you how much money I spent on it in a minute. So one of the biggest things about buying a used jet ski is always do a compression test. If you have to bring your own battery, do it. But if you can get the engine to turn over, you need to do a compression test. If it's got good compression, a lot of times with minimal amount of money, you can get these things going. And so this one, I did a compression test on it when I bought it, and it checked out good. So the guy told me that it just wasn't running right. It wouldn't go much above an idle, and it skipped when it did idle. So I took it that the fuel pressure regulator had fell out, and when I got it home and took the fuel, siphoned the fuel out of it and took the fuel pump and regulator and all that out, I did find that the regulator had fell off in the gas tank. So I secured it properly and made sure the fuel pump ran and put it all back together. When I got all of it put back together, it had fire, it had spark, it had but one of the plugs, I think the center cylinder plug wasn't firing, but that was because the coil was bad. So I put a new coil on it, and that fixed it. Another thing that goes, I don't say not goes wrong, but this thing right here leaks. This is the oil sending unit that tells the MFD, multifunction display, how much oil is in the jet ski. This thing right here leaks. So what you do is you take this off and wrap black electrical tape around it and put it back in tight, and that's just a simple fix for that. It is a booger getting them out, but I have figured out a way to get them out. What you do is pull this up as far as it'll go, and it will expose about 1/8 of an inch of the float device that's in it. Once you get it up that far, put your fingernail on the back side of it, put your fingernail on the float itself, and then let the base back down, and then pull it back up again. And so that's the way to get it out. You got to get that float up to the top before you can get that out. So it's not hard. If you learn how to do it one time, you'll have it. And then I'm going to show you the throttle position sensor, and I will do a separate video. I'll do a separate video on how to work on those. So those two little bolts right here, that's the throttle position sensor, and it's a good one. It works, but I'll show you how to repair one of those in another video. I'm not going to do it on this one. All right, that's the EMM. It checks out good. I sent it to Darren Weiss, and it's working fine. And so this ski, once I get it, well, it is done. It's done, but I'm going to wait till next spring. It's fall here. It is not going to sell. These, you cannot sell them in the fall, winter. You just about have to. Middle of spring, beginning of summer is the time to sell these. But I should get 2,000, maybe 2,200 out of this ski when I get it done. These are pretty hard to come by. A good multi-function display is hard to come by. They're, most of the time, the screen is roached and sun scorched, and the LCD doesn't work. Most people ask the question, why does my dash screen stay on all the time? That is the way Polaris designed these. It doesn't take hardly any energy from the battery to, it's in sleep mode right now, so it doesn't take any at all. power. I'm going to go ahead and crank this one up and let you see it crank. See what the display does when I crank it. It's been sitting out probably maybe two months, a month at least, without being cranked. So this is the second barrage that I have owned, which I burnt to the ground. You'll get an explanation of that later. The first barrage I bought for $250, and it was the computer, the EMM. I sent it off $600, had it repaired, and ended up selling that ski for $2,000. Yeah, $2,000. And then at the same time I was working on it, a Genesis just like that one and just like that one over there. Same, I think it's a 2002 model. It might have been a 2003. But anyway, I got it. Let's see, it was I think the dash was green on it. It's the only difference. Had a beige seat, green hood. But I ended up selling it. Let's see, how much did I buy it for? I bought it for $600. Yes, I bought it for $600. And when I got it home, the fuel pressure regulator was the only thing wrong with it. So I fixed the fuel pressure regulator, got it on the water, it ran fine. And I ended up selling it for $2,000. So that one right there probably was what I made the most money on, was that first Genesis. And then so that's two skis that I sold right off the bat. That was pretty good profit. The fourth ski that I bought was a Yamaha. It was a 2004 model. Yamaha XL 800, and the guy said that it was skipping when you tried to open it up. He sold the ski and trailer for $800, and I got it home. I put some new gas in it, put some sea foam in the gas tank, put new plugs in it, and then cranked it up and ran it, and it did fine. So probably plugs, maybe a little bit of carburetor needed cleaning. I did not ever take the carburetors off of it. I just ran seafoam through it. I try my best before I start taking stuff apart to do the simplest things first. And a can of seafoam is not that expensive. Run a can of seafoam through one, change the spark plugs out. If that doesn't fix it, then you're left with taking the carburetors off and clean them. So I ended up selling that ski for $1,800. So that was a good bit of profit, very little work. But my kids got to enjoy that ski for one entire summer before I sold it. So that's one of the perks for working on jet skis, is being able to take the ski out, test drive it, let the kids play on it, and then turn around and sell it. Okay, several things to do whenever you go out and look at one to possibly purchase. Number one, bring a fresh battery and a set of jumper cables. Bring a compression tester for sure, spark plug wrench, stuff like that. 10 millimeter, I'd always bring a 10 millimeter wrench just in case, because a lot of stuff is 10 millimeter. And take the plugs out, crank on it. And if the guy tells you, the person that's selling it tells you that you know, the starter's not working or something like that, be very cautious of that. If you hook a battery up to it and find out that it's not turning over, try to jump the solenoid and at least get the engine to turn. If you can't do that, then put your hand, if you can get your hand on the drive shaft on the rear of the engine. It'd be the PTO side of the engine. If you can get your hand around that, or a wrench around it or whatever, and turn it with your hand, that's a good sign. So if you can do a compression test and it's got good compression, that will automatically let you know that there's money to be made with it. And then always, outside of testing compression, if you can get it to turn over, check the plugs and see if they fire. If they do, if there is fire and compression, then the only thing you're missing is fuel. If you can get fuel to the carburetors and the carburetors are getting fuel to the cylinders, then it's going to run. It don't have any choice but to run. So rebuilding carburetors it's not that bad. So if that's one of the things that you feel like you can do, then good thing. If it does not have good compression, that means you are going to have to rebuild the top end, and that's still not very complicated, but it does take a little bit of time. If the engine's seized, you got a lot more work on your hands than that. I have successfully unseized several skis that not that I've bought and sold, but that people have brought to me, so there, you can do it. It's just takes a little bit of time sometimes. But the skis that I would definitely steer away from is ones that you cannot, the worst ones is the ones that people have taken everything apart on and then took all those parts and threw them in the village, and it's just it looks like a hardware store vomited in your jet ski. Don't buy one of those. It takes so much time to go through all those parts, and someone gave up on it. They either lost interest, or they could not figure out what to do, how to repair it. They couldn't unseize it. Something. There would be a reason why someone stopped working on it. And so a lot of times people are just selling their headaches to you. If you go to look at a jet ski and that's the case, do not let someone talk you into buying something like that. Here's the honest truth. The honest truth is there are times that I would not take something like that if they gave it to me, because I would be spending more time and more effort getting it fixed than it would be worth that you could sell it for. And it's a headache. It just is. So if you can find one, and you can buy them, they're a dime a dozen that have good engines in them. The carburetors don't get fuel to the cylinders, or the plugs are not firing, or something like that. But it's got good compression. It'll turn over. There's enough skis out there like that I would definitely buy one like that. That way you don't have to put that much effort into it getting it running. Another thing that I always try to do is buy a ski with a trailer on it. There has been one time that I bought a ski that did not have a trailer. But very rarely do I do that. You can, and though, the Facebook post that they're selling the ski for $1,000 and it don't run, but it's got a trailer, and then they always put at the bottom, the trailer is worth $1,000. No, it's not. It is not. You could never take the jet ski off and sell that trailer for $1,000. You're not going to do it. Those people are a joke. They're a joke. It would be hard for me to sell a jet ski trailer for $400 or $500 without a ski on it. So I try to always get a ski that comes on a trailer, or like I bought the Sea-Doo and trailer for $200. I knew I could sell the Sea-Doo for more than I bought both for, so I knew that I would be able to. I wanted the trailer, not the ski. So, but I was able to sell the ski for $250 more than I bought it for, and I only kept it here like a week and a half. And always bring some fuel with you, 2-stroke mixed with gas. I try to stay away from starter fluid if you can. Stay away from that. If it won't run on gas, If it won't run on two-stroke mixed with the gas, it's probably not gonna. It's probably got low compression, and if it does run on starter fluid and does not run on fuel, then you got a problem. It's probably gonna need a rebuild. Jordan on the jet ski.